And along the way, I'd done in the supercar endurance races with a couple of teams. I'd done it with HSV dealer team in 2006. 2007, I actually did it with Marty Brandt. He was running a car in the main series, the Autobahn car for Steve Owen. That was a Paul Morris car. So then after we wrapped up the championship, we wanted to go full time. And we did like a joint venture with Rod Nash. So basically he owned the license, because you've got to own a license to go racing, and they're very expensive. So he owned that. He brought the sponsor, and basically we topped up what was missing. So if there was a shortfall and we wanted to buy new shocks or upgrade the engine, whatever, it either had to come out of the budget that Rod was supplying, or we'd put in a little bit more. So it was sort of like a good little introductory to us into the championship, without having to go the whole hog of setting up a full supercar team, which going from development series to main series is just a massive leap. Like, I don't think people actually comprehend it. It's huge, with pit stops, strategy, longer distance races. So you physically, buggered. So there's a massive amount of learning to do in the main series. And that's why you see a lot of rookies come in and they really shine in their first year. Again, if I had my time, instead of running our own show, I would have rather have gone into a team that was a well-oiled machine, because not only was I trying to learn, the team was trying to learn. It was a massive learning curve for everybody. And it took, again, longer than what it probably should. Like, I honestly think when I look back on it now, for a small team, we were regularly in the 10 in shootouts. We were able to, not consistently, but jump up, into a quality session, or we'd have a good round or a good race or whatever. And just, I suppose, show that we were capable. And trying to have that consistency is the trickiest thing. But I think a lot of that as well comes from really understanding what makes the car tick. And we felt that we had enough knowledge at the time, and I suppose connections and relationships, I should say, to do our own thing. And again, we did go back to our roots of, preparing our own cars, being the master of our own destiny. So yeah, I think it was 2010 we decided to do that. But it was very much, it had to be like a stepping stone, because we had to buy our own license. So when we went into the main series, we had that partnership, and we had to get a little bit of equipment to, I suppose, upgrade our team to be able to deal with pit stops and the other challenges of full-time racing. So it's just all bit by bit. So even though we had the Rod Nash relationship for 2 years, then that following year we decided to do our own thing. When we bought our own license, it just made sense to us. There's a license that came up, and we thought, well, we might as well do that. It just made complete sense for us to finally, I suppose, make that next little jump. That was in 2010. But yeah, the theory behind it, I suppose, was just to take control again. We had the relationship with Walkinshaw Racing. I think when there's other parties involved, like Rod, not that we had a bad relationship, but they got slightly different agendas. They want to go on different paths, and there comes a time when it's just, time to do your own thing or move away or whatever. We had a really good year that year. Our results didn't suffer whatsoever. We did quite a few shootouts. I think we made about 5 shootouts that year, which, it's not all about getting in shootouts, but it shows that we're capable of it, and you all know, like in the race, there's so many variables, so many things that happen. But to have speed, that was a real big tick for our team.